Hi there, I'm Ed Moses, and welcome back to Project Mindset. Today, I'm reviewing a book called The Magic of Believing by Claude M. Bristol. This is a book I just recently read, and I like to do a lot of. I like to talk about a lot of the books I read. I like to go through them a little bit and kind of tell you what I think about them. And this particular review, this book. Although it was written like in the 1940s, I think in 1948 is when the book was originally written. Now this is not an original copy, obviously. I like to buy hardbacks, and this was the only hardback I could find. But this particular one, I believe, was from 1948 is when it was written. And basically, the book it's about the magic of believing. It's like the power, like what he tried to explain is a power behind, if you really believe something strong enough that you can actually create that into your life, create it into your reality. Further into the book here, he goes through these different chapters here, and what I found interesting, now, in the very beginning of the book, he explains how he got started with the magic of believing. He explains how when he was young, how it affected his life, and how he started to realize that anything he wanted in life, if he believed in it and imagined it, he could actually get it. Eventually it would come to him, and his life went very well for him. He was very successful in what he did want with his life. He had a lot of different careers. You'd have to read this to find out what all this guy did. I mean, it's amazing. But as the book continues, he goes into a lot of explaining different people and how they use this power of belief to create their lifestyle and create the success they had in their lives and just anything they wanted. And he went in through and explained, just a lot of different people that actually believed this back in that particular time. Some of these stories went all the way back to like the 10s and 20s, and so it's pretty amazing. I mean, the book is really relevant yet for as old as it is. To say that it wasn't, it would be to look at like Think and Grow Rich and say that book is not, no longer relevant. But the way it's written, it feels like you're reading a book from the 40s. So it's kind of interesting. Or it gives you that shiny 50s feeling. It's just the words that are used in this kind of gives you that. But it's all good though. It's still pretty relevant if you look past that, because if you look at what he's talking about, you can kind of relate it to a lot of things people are reading about now, and a lot of things that I've read about now. So you'll probably find that pretty enjoyable. But as we go further into the book, he kind of explains some different techniques that people use and that he used to create this power of belief and create what I would call a manifestation of whatever it is that you desire, so that it comes to reality for you. And one of them is called the power of suggestion. And simply that's pretty easy if you think about it. The power of suggestion is just you simply saying to yourself, "This is what I want. I will have this. This belongs to me. I will have this," or whatever, just whatever affirmation or whatever that will get you in that mindset that yes, this is going to happen. I have it. It's mine. It's in the bag. Whatever, So that's pretty much, he kind of explains that, and that's pretty typical. A lot of success stories go on that. But then he goes into some other interesting things like mental pictures. The art of mental pictures is one chapter, and if you think about it, get your imagination involved with the thought process. Not only do you want something and you say to yourself, "I want this. I will succeed at this, or this will be mine," whatever it is that you're trying to accomplish. But actually get a mental picture of it in your head. Because it may not be in front of you what you want. Maybe this car or something of that nature that you want, but get a mental picture of what you want. See yourself in it. See yourself enjoying whatever it is that you want, as if you've already got it. That's really what that chapter's about. It's a little longer, it explains a lot of other things, it puts a lot of stories into it that are pretty interesting too, but that's really what that explains. And then there's another one. It's called the mirror effect. Basically, this is more or less. It doesn't work with, like, let's say you want a car or you want a house or something like that. You're not going to look in the mirror and that, and make that work. The mirror effect was more for dealing with people. Let's say you are trying to get a contract, a job, whatever it might be, or negotiate a price on a car, whatever. You basically what he went through on this is some examples of how people would use the mirror, look in the mirror, talk to themselves as if they're talking to that person that they're getting ready to talk to, and get that confidence build up, so they're convinced before they get there that they've already got what they want. You don't even need a mirror really to do that, but that's just one of the suggestions in this book, and it's a pretty good example. It's not a bad idea, to try something like that. But overall, I found the book, it's an interesting book. It's a short read. It's not that many pages here. I think 157 pages is what it says, but it's an interesting book. There's some really good concepts in there. If you're looking to improve your mind power, it's a good start. It's a good book to read because there's some really basic stuff in there. At the time when this was written, if you look at the type of material this is, a lot of people would have looked at this as some kind of evil voodoo stuff, and because you're talking about something that's no longer a medical profession or scientifically proven. Because you can't prove that if I think about something and believe and believe in it, it's going to just come to me, because you can't prove that that's even possible, on a scientific level. They don't have exact proof of that. Now, if you want to go into quantum physics, this is what this is actually, to me, this is what this resembles. What they're talking about on a quantum level is more or less what was happening here in this book and in his explanations. And somebody that I've read more recently that writes books now is Greg Braden. He's got a lot of interesting books on science meets spirituality, and quantum physics has a lot to do with our emotions, because our emotions and our thoughts can actually change the DNA of the environment. I mean, it's amazing. And that's really what this kind of is going at, but at a earlier stage, before they really were talking about stuff like this. It's a little more popular now, although it's not popular. It's a little more popular, more accepted between certain groups of people understand this stuff now, and so the book's a little ahead of its time, I guess, if you look at it that way, because of the type of material it is talking about. And I appreciate that. I think that's pretty cool. And as it fits in a project mindset, I'm always looking for a better way of doing things. That's what it's about. And I created Project Mindset to help people find a better way of doing things, and this fits right into that category because it is a better way. I mean, using your mind to create the life you want, what a good idea, right? I mean, it doesn't cost anything if you believe in yourself. Of course, you got to take action and make things happen. It doesn't just happen for you. Nothing just happens unless you're a magician or something. That I imagine if you sit around and believe you've won the Powerball or the lottery or something, it happens for you. And you don't have to do anything but buy a ticket, right? I mean, there's nothing you can do that, But when it comes to actually being, successful in business, successful in life in general, it actually takes action. So that was mentioned in here a lot too. So, but the book is pretty good read. I would recommend it if you want a good read, something that's going to give you some motivation, inspire you a little bit. This would be a good book for you. So anyway, I'm Ed Moses, and I'm glad you came by and watched this video review on this book here, The Magic of Believing by Claude M. Bristol, and hope you enjoyed it, and hope you go out and buy the book and see what you think of it. I appreciate that. Hey, if you want to, leave me a comment below. Make sure that if you're on YouTube that you click the link below and become friends with me on Facebook. I appreciate you watching the video, and I look forward to seeing you again in my next video. Bye now.